Okay, is this thing going? All right. Hello and welcome to Raw Architecture. My name is Andrew Hernandez. I'm a California licensed architect. And today in AutoCAD, we're going to discuss how I draft so fast and my top 15 commands that I use with the keyboard entry. If you haven't seen my other video of how to edit your keyboard commands, and customize your keyboard commands, I discuss how to customize your keyboard entry commands and how I use the keyboard and mouse to draft through a set of drawings or through a floor plan or elevations. This is one of a 3-part series. Check out the first video where I show you how to create customized keyboard commands. And in this video, I'm going to show you my top 15 commands that I use for how I draft. Now, a recap of how I draft is I mostly use the keyboard as the point of entry to operate the commands. I don't use any ribbons really, and I use very few command bars in AutoCAD itself. The UI is very clean. I have a lot of drafting real estate, and I use my keyboard hand, which is my left hand, and my mouse hand primarily as operating and navigating through AutoCAD. So what I'm going to do first is remind everybody that when you're drafting with mostly the keyboard and your left hand is covering the entire keyboard, one of the best tricks to use is the space bar. Now the space bar in AutoCAD is the exact same as using the enter key. So when you're going to move an object or copy an object, you don't hit enter over here. You use your thumb to hit the space bar so that you can pivot around, cover the whole keyboard with your left hand, and then just hit enter with your thumb, just like that. And I'll show you some demonstrations in the video when we pop over to AutoCAD. Now, before we get started, I would like to invite you to the Amazon link below, where you can find my book, How to Become an Architect Without a Degree. It is a guide to understanding the entire architectural licensing process in North America, available in paperback and Kindle. In this book, you will learn what an architect is, what an architect does, how much architects make, and of course, how to become an architect. If you are a parent, guardian, or guidance counselor, it is a great gift idea for the young adult or soon-to-be high school graduate, or anyone curious about architecture as a career. Whether it is attending an accredited university or following the unconventional work experience equivalent option that I did, after reading, you will be armed with enough information to decide if architecture is a career you would like to pursue. Okay, let's pop over to AutoCAD and I will show you a list of my top 15 commands, and I'll give you some demonstration on how I use them and how I use the keyboard to navigate through AutoCAD while I'm drafting. Okay, let's go over here, change scenes. You can see here, these are the 15 commands that I use most. Here on the left side, you have the keyboard command. Here you can see the capitalized letter is used to use it on the keyboard to start the command. So if I want to do a line, I hit L. So if I want to do a line, I hit L. And there's a line. If I want to move that line, I hit M, enter, select it, move. I want to copy that line, C, there. If I want to rotate it, there. If I want to trim these two lines, trim, enter. If I want to fillet these, I can just do F, enter. And let's say this line here is on a different layer. Let's just put it on this notes layer here, but I want to change it to this dimension layer. I would just hit M, A, enter. And now it matched the properties. And let's say I want to explode a rectangle. So I'll do a rectangle real quick. There's that object. And I just hit X, enter. Now they're each individual lines that I can do with whatever I need. Okay, now purge. Purge is, there's a lot more to purge than I can cover in this particular video. But if you're ever having a drawing that is being very bogged down by the amount of clutter, the amount of objects, the amount of let's say blocks or styles, whether it's text style or dimension style, anything in those areas, it basically AutoCAD will purge all of those things that are assigned to the drawing file but are not necessarily objects being used in the drawing file. So it'll purge all of that out. I have a clean drawing right now, and perhaps one day I'll go through, I'll do a video on purge and get more into detail on that. But if you're ever having basically a very slow drawing, what you want to do is purge the drawing and then do a recovery or a recover. It'll clean up the mess that a lot of AutoCAD files can have. So continuing on our list here, erase, very simple. I just hit E, enter with the space bar. Now these are the main commands I use while drafting. These are some other ones I use when I'm getting into drafting furniture or drafting some hatch patterns or drafting some more complex objects within AutoCAD that are not just walls or lines. So like a polyline, for instance, perhaps I need to draw a customized sink and I want all of the lines to be one object. And I do PL, and let's say it's, let's just go with easy numbers for this video's sake, 18. We'll do 12, 18, 12. Now this is one object here. I'll fillet the corners with a 2-inch radius. Fillet radius 2. Maybe this is the inside bowl of a sink that I'm making. And I'll offset it 1. But this is kind of looking funky, and I need to change the back of this to add the faucet and the faucet handles and the mounting portion. So what I'll do is I'll explode this outside, get rid of some of this, and let's see, I'll go 2 inches here. I'll go back 1, get rid of those. We'll explode this, get rid of that, and we'll fillet radius 0. Now you can see there's a sink coming together. Circle. I'm just guesstimating some of these sizes for this video's purpose, so no big deal there. And we have the 2 faucets. Let's do this. Let's say we have a nozzle coming out this way. Explode. We'll mirror this. And I know what that looks like. Save the comments, save the comments. I can see it, I can see it. All right, let's clean this up a little bit and we'll get rid of that. Now we're starting to put together a nice sink. So we'll put a circle for the drain here. Just for YouTube purposes and other purposes, we'll turn that into a square. All right, is that better? No, it's more like a robot face. But there you go, there's a sink. Now the problem with this is all of these components are all individual components. And they are all polylines just for keeping all of these lines kind of more editable. This one was exploded, so it's not, but I have this block command here. So if I want to change this sink to one object, I would just select all of the components, hit B, enter, and I'll name it bathroom sink. Bathroom sink 001. Hit OK. Now this sink, it didn't take me very long to draft, is a block, and I can copy it and put it in any bathroom I need to. Okay. Now a hatch pattern, same thing. Let's say you're doing a floor finish. We'll pop over to my XREF here. Let's say this bathroom is going to be receiving a certain floor pattern. So I'll do a polyline. I will just draw around all of these components here. And for simplicity's sake, I'm leaving the toilet out of it. And I will select the object. I'll hit hatch, and let's pick a good hatch. Let's just go with this easy bathroom tile. We'll put it at a certain scale. Let's go with 18. Okay, now we have a pattern here. Trim this out. Choose the finish. Let's see. Let's put under the hatched layer. Get rid of the boundary line. Now we have a hatched flooring. Typically do this on a floor finish plan, and then I would just set up my sheet accordingly. This is obviously a floor plan, but you'd have hatch patterns throughout the rest of the space. Showing the bathroom, the kitchen, other bathroom, hallway. And last but not least is join. So a couple of lines that are consecutive like this, and you want this to be one line. So instead of drawing a new line from this end to this end, having these extra objects in there, what you're going to do is just hit J, enter, select these two, and it'll turn it into one object. Now there's a lot of limitations with join. It works best with just lines that are in the same plane, in the same X, Y, Z or Z axis, but it is a convenient command when you're drawing windows, when you're drawing door elevations. You'll get into certain areas of the window where you need to join some lines. Maybe you're balancing the width opening. This is a 15-foot opening, and you need to do some dividing of the windows. So as you're drafting those components, some of the lines get trimmed out and you need to join them back together. And it's just easier to join them rather than redraw them in certain instances. But these are the top 15 commands that I use, and there's some sample drafting how I use them. Now, primarily, again, this channel is focused on architectural drafting and architectural design. So I draw houses. I do a lot of commercial work. This is a custom house that we're doing out in Joshua Tree. And this is basically 3 A-frame type sections of house with restrooms in between each section and accessed by hallway. So we drew, I used these methods to basically draw this floor plan and the rest of the package, the construction set package. Okay. Now, before we finish up this video, please visit the Raw Architecture Etsy store, link in the description, where we have stock plan sets, the Raw Architecture Residential Master Set, and project-related checklists for property owners looking to hire an architect. Thank you for watching, and if you'd like to support this channel further, be sure to hit that like and subscribe, and also be sure to check out the other 2 videos in this series of how I draft and how my AutoCAD is set up. I cover how to set up custom key commands. I show in this video my top 15 commands that I use while I'm drafting. And in the last video of the series, I show you how I set up my AutoCAD user interface. And it's set up in a classic user interface, and I have a lot of screen real estate. I don't use any ribbons, and I use very minimal command bars in my AutoCAD user interface. All right, thank you for watching.